to, as the pages turn, you guys, we have another interview.
Woohoo! And this
Yay!
time it is with the absolutely fabulous upcoming author Giselle Stafford.
Hey,
Da-da-da!
everybody!
So we are coming to you with, we got questions, we got rants, we got, well, no, we don't actually, don't have any rants today because we love Giselle. She's wonderful. So there actually
Aw,
shouldn't be any rants today unless I just
aw.
find something to rant about, like, I don't know, Crystal owing me chocolate. That's a legitimate rant. I just want to put that out
I
there.
tried to get
Look,
you the damn chocolate. It's not my fault. It's across the ocean.
look,
You pay you
look,
pay the 25,000 to get all the way over there. Well,
look.
Oh
technically
my
I
five
shouldn't
thousand
goodness.
have
dollar
to
ticket, but either
because
way.
I'm pretty. I'm pretty. I shouldn't have to.
First the ticket $3,000. Anyway, no, there's no point for you to do that. To the
Whatever,
interview.
some large amount of money to get me actual chocolate. Anyways, we'll talk. We'll have the chocolate conversation later. We're still having it. It's ongoing. So, Giselle,
Oh, until
welcome.
my friend arrives
Thank
from her
you.
vacation.
So, as Krista was saying, Giselle is about to. You're close to publishing, right? Publishing your first novel.
It will be sometime this year. I've had a couple of personal setbacks.
Yeah.
It was originally planned to be published the first day of fall, since the name of the series is Falling in Autumn.
Aww.
My goal
I
is
love
to
it.
still publish in fall, even if
Yeah.
it's like the literal last day of fall, right before Christmas. That's the goal.
Yeah.
The goal is has been to publish in 2025 also, but if that doesn't happen, it will be early 2026.
Good. Good. We
Mhm.
like that. So the
Yes,
first
very good.
question on the hot seat today is, how did you get into writing?
Through book talk, I met Silas Seabrook one day in a live. I had enough followers to come up in a box, and I spent
Ooh.
a Saturday with him and JJ. And although deep down I've always wanted to write, I think there was a part of me that thought it wasn't possible. And they convinced me. And from that day on, began my journey as an author. It was December of 2023. So we're
Ooh.
coming up on 2 years. I spent pretty much all of 2024 working on the rough draft and going from a standalone to a trilogy. I've
Ooh.
also worked on the companion novella to book one. So the companion to novella, the rough draft, is almost done.
Yeah.
The first book, we are on the line and copy editing phase, but we're taking our sweet time,
As you
especially
should.
me. Silas is like, it's your first book. It needs to be as close to perfect as possible. So we are taking our time on the line and copy. We are done, we will format. We have the book covers. We have the book covers for book one, the companion novella, and book two. I've already hired a formatter.
So
So
you don't
once,
just have one book. You have the book, the second book plan, the novella plan.
yeah, book
Have a point
three, we
finger,
have the
but that's what
main.
basically happened to me when I wrote my first book, which I have not published the first book I ever started writing because as soon as I got into that, another book came, then another book came, then
Yeah.
another book came.
hmm So the trilogy is planned along with the companion novella. The companion novella came about because there was no way I was going to stick that part in book one. I think you guys would have lost me. Like, I would have lost the reader. And I feel like ending book one where I did, I thought was an excellent idea, and have them coming back for more. And that's where the companion novella comes in.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
Always frustrate your audience to keep reading. I
yes.
love it.
Yes. So that's why we have the companion novella. Right now it's around between 17,000 and 20,000 words. Right now book one is between 40 and 50,000. Silas thinks it will get bigger once we're done line and copy editing. So we'll
Oh my
see.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
happens most likely.
Yeah.
The babies just
Okay.
grow.
Huh?
The babies just keep growing.
Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah. Like I said, book three is, I know the main character, I know the idea, um, but I don't know much else. But book two, I know the characters, especially the main male character and female character. I know their story. I know how it's going to end. It's just a matter of getting it on paper. So the readers will not want when it comes to following this series. I will keep them intrigued and engaged.
Aw.
That is
Hey.
excellent because I know been hearing about your story plot all freaking ever since I met you.
You sure have.
So, me, miss, having to review all the books is more than a little desperate to get a hold of that book for review.
Oh, I promise you, you will be one of the first people to get it in hand as
I
soon as.
better be.
Yes, you will be. You will be. I promise. I can't torture you that long because I know I was talking about it one day and you had questions and you're like, "Why isn't she doing this? Why isn't she doing that?" And I'm like, "Is she? Isn't she?
Really, I
Oh
was
I
my
don't
asking
goodness.
you
know.
if she's
We
getting
shall
some
see."
baby daddy money, and you're like, is she? I'm like, yeah, maybe so.
Wait, where does the baby daddy money come in? What? What is
So
what?
it's a contemporary military romance, and
Okay.
at one point, Dad does not know that the child exists. So that's where that came in.
Oh.
And so Crystal was like, the way I was spinning it, Crystal was like, no, 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 I need more information.
Hey, you have me question. Okay, I got dad didn't know, but when he found out, or does he find out, or where's the hell is the baby daddy money? Because somebody needs to
Where's the
write
baby
a
daddy?
check.
Oh my goodness. And
Searching
that
for
is
baby daddy.
why, and that is why y'all will have to read the book if you want
What?
answers to the questions.
Rude. Trying to make
I
us
will be
read books. What do you think we
dedicated.
do
Heaven
here?
knows I do that all the time.
I know that. I know that's all you do because you review books.
It's like you think we're on book talk or something. What are you doing?
We are.
Shh, it's a
Yeah, it's
secret.
like we're a bunch of creative authors chatting about our story plots.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
So
next
yeah.
question, Crystal. I got
Okay,
you.
now let's move on to the next question. Not enough with the jibber jabber. What does
Semi-professional.
okay, Giselle? What does it feel like to be a new author, and how are you handling the pressure?
I don't feel pressure. I'm just kind of doing it on my own timeline. And I think
Good.
that's one of the best things about being an independent author. I don't answer to anyone. I decide when it gets released. I
That's
decide
right.
when I'm
Yeah.
ready. And
Yeah,
so any pressure that comes will come from me, which I have not done to myself. It's one of the
Yes.
reasons that I stepped back when 2025 tanked for me, which was like literally 2, 3 days into January. And
No.
so, yeah, so
Yeah.
without getting into my personal life too much, things
Oh.
just went crazy in my household in
Yeah.
2025. I'm still going through it, but
Yeah.
I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
There will be
good.
light.
Hmm.
The
Yes.
But
happy light, not
also,
the other light.
Yeah, happy light, yes. Because
no, don't
we almost saw the other light. Don't go into that
don't
light.
go to the light.
No.
We're looking for the happy light.
What I was gonna say on the pressure thing. So, but wait a minute, you have a needy audience that also wants this book. So,
I
like,
do. I
there.
do.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
technically, there is pressure, but you're handling it beautiful.
I am. I just what that's why I kind of give you guys like approximate dates.
Yeah.
And the good news will be that once book one is out, you will have the companion novella no later than 6 months after the release of the initial one. And so we're actually, um, even though I'm still on the rough draft, because I know how I want the book to end, but I'm struggling with the last chapter. So my dev
Yeah.
editor, KT Wishart, is working on me with it. I
Yeah.
think once we get past that, we will things will go faster because I'm not going to have since it's so short. I'm not going to have alpha and beta readers. I
Yeah.
think just going to bring in whichever one of my alpha or beta readers want to read it. We'll call it whichever, an alpha or a beta read. Once we're
Okay.
done, we're going to go on to line and copy. Like I said, we already have the cover, so we can move a little bit faster because guess what? I want to start working on book 2. I feel the best way to do this. I'm working on 2 books simultaneously, right? So I'm working on one and the novella simultaneously. Once one is out and I'm moving along with the novella, bam, I'm going to start working on book 2.
Okay.
So there's that, because I'm hoping that I can release book 2 6 months after the companion novella.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got a plan. You got a plan. You're ready.
There's a plan. There's even a plan.
When I got into the writing game, you have a plan, because I did not have a plan at all. Just doing everything haphazardly.
Literally, the only reason I have a plan is because so many came before me in book talk and was like, "Don't make the same mistakes I did." And so I am grateful to you all for teaching me from the mistakes that you've made.
Yeah, how many times have I given you that line now that I think about it?
Which one?
Don't make the same mistake I did. Because I remember I told you just when I was talking to you about theme music, I said, don't make the same mistake I did.
And I have a theme song. I have a theme song for the series too.
Yeah, and what's the theme song?
It's a play on Autumn from Vivaldi, classical music, with a little bit of a modern twist to it.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, next question. You actually said this already, but I know we've talked about Hallmark stuff, so I'm still going to ask this, even though you kind of said this earlier. Because the question is, what is your, what genre, what tropes are in your book? But see, you mentioned the military.
It's a contemporary military romance.
Yes. But see, you told me Hallmark in one of the lines. So
one of the reasons I say it's Hallmark is because it's closed door.
Yes.
And there's a small town. And one of my ARC readers told me they use this word repeatedly. It's just so wholesome. And they love it. And they're like, I can't wait. They were in my last interview cheering me on in the comments. I absolutely adore them. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I say Hallmark. It's not quite Hallmark. There's some cuss words. It's obvious. It's obvious. There's some premarital underage sex and some underage drinking. So it's not quite Hallmark. But
I was gonna say, don't be too spicy with me now. No.
No, it's not. Trust me, it's not. I don't think it's spicy at all. I mean, I'll let other people tell me. I don't think it's spicy at all.
Well, hyper spicy is Ivy's job, and we're gonna. Don't worry, Giselle. We're gonna loop her in on this. I'm gonna clip what I just said out.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So I mean,
you do that.
If you're in book talk, you know I am NIecey, and my pen name is Giselle Stafford.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't mind if people know that.
Yeah, because I've been trying to say Giselle, and then I'm like, but I'm pretty sure I just said NIecey too. So I'm like,
no, I think Crystal was the first. Crystal was the first.
I said myself 3 times, and then I slipped up on landing this time.
I thought I did it first. So
I am better known on book talk as NIecey. So as I come into lives as Giselle, you will hear people call me NIecey, and then you'll hear people go, "Wait, Giselle sounds a lot like NIecey."
Who's this Giselle person? She seems familiar.
like Silas will say, "Oh, that bitch again."
Oh, I know. We had a discussion about that last time too.
He literally hates that. When I talk about Giselle, I refer to myself in the third person.
No, and then for most of you who probably weren't there, we were in a live and we were talking about referring to yourself in like the third person.
Yeah.
and we were having a whole discussion about how we were going to do it just to irritate Silas because.
So then he says, "Well, I'm going to start talking in second person."
Oh no! Let's not get him started. No.
It's more aggravating to hear somebody talk in second person nonstop.
Oh my, he did it once and it worked, and I could not stop laughing.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness!
How does Silas always get? I swear we've mentioned him in every single interview we've had.
Because the home base is his page when he goes live. It's where we met. I met Crystal during the Epic release event. I think I knew Mia shortly before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why Silas keeps coming up. He's home base for all of us.
So now
I
you know
guess
Silas
soon
is a
as
big old
you're right.
troublemaker.
Silas is a big part of book talk.
He is.
Yeah,
He's
because
he's
he
brought
does
so
pretty
many
much make
wonderful
sure
people
to
together.
keep the group
Yeah.
together, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a great person, and he's brought us all together, and I cannot be more grateful for you guys. You guys have got me through this year.
Oh, we love you.
Okay,
We're
Niecy,
We
always
love you
here.
we
too.
love, yeah, we all love Silas, but this is your interview, so back to talking about you.
Right? Shut
Thank
up, Silas.
you.
Nobody wants you here.
But we have don't we have to talk about what's a prologue?
No, okay, no, Crystal, next question. Next question, Crystal, right now. Before we even get there. God, I
Sorry,
swear to
guys,
God,
that is a major topic of discussion.
when I get Silas on here, I swear I'm gonna try to avoid that question because I have a feeling we'll talk about prologues for 6 hours and
You
then be
probably
like, oh,
will.
we only asked him 2 questions.
We got a prologue war in our writers group, people. Anyway, Niecy, do you consider yourself a pantser or a plotter?
I'm a planster. So
That makes
because
sense.
yeah, I'm a planster because originally this was a standalone, and book one has a love triangle. Oh, we didn't finish talking about the tropes. Let me go back to that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no,
So
we got
Let's
see tangent.
cover that.
So, contemporary military romance, it is friends to lovers, it's friends with benefits, there's a
Ooh,
love triangle,
ooh,
um, found family.
yay.
Um, what else? I had a list and I can't find it. I was going to pull
It's
it up
okay.
and put
You're
it in
good.
front of me during the interview so I could rattle them all off, but that's most of them. I probably forgot one or two tropes, but that's most of them.
That's okay.
Um,
That's
I
but
can't even
okay.
remember
yes,
half of mine. I
yeah,
literally added them and then I was like, I think I know, but I know the main three. That's what I know.
yeah. The main ones are friends to lovers, and second chance romance. How can we forget?
Oh, don't
Um,
forget that.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
second chance is big because yeah, it is. But so
And it,
basically, within the love triangle, I do not do why choose. So someone is going to get their heart broken, and
aw,
that heartbroken
And the
person
bricks.
will be the main character in book two because they bugged me and bugged me and bugged me and was like, you know what, you did me wrong, and I need my own book. So I was like, I guess now we have a duology, and
Y'all
then
characters always demand stuff.
they do, and so
they're so needy.
yeah,
Yeah, they're
so
worse than a baby. A baby cries less than your characters.
I know, right? So then the
So true.
duology for a while it was a duology, and then I also worked with a plot developer who was very helpful with the military stuff because that I was completely lost when it came to that,
Oh,
and they helped me save it. And so when we were working on it, they were like, "Well, I really do feel like there needs to be a lovable third character that gets their own book." So they
aw.
were like why don't we work on that, and I was like, we don't have to, he's already here. And then they were like it's so and so, isn't it? I'm like, it sure is.
Do, do,
So
do.
you'll have to
But
wait
by the way,
as
I love that. I love that you've no, because I think one of the main things we talked about on here is how both me and Crystal are very pro research. And I think that's an important part of being an author, or actually, I think everyday life. That's me.
Mhm.
But
Well,
especially for
yeah.
being an author, is to have, if you're doing a book about something, look into it. Like, if it's a subject you're not
Yeah,
familiar with it. And I love
yeah.
that you said, I'm not really familiar with this. So I found a resource. Love
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh yeah. And then
Yeah.
it helped too that dev editor KT is a military wife.
Yep.
And so not just a military wife, but an army brat because her dad was in the military. And so it all worked out. Their military family is very grateful that I want to do this justice because when KT first started talking about it, they were like, "So is it gonna be like that stupid movie on Netflix? I don't remember the name of the movie, but I wouldn't
What?
say it
I
anyway."
was gonna
And
say,
they were
what
like,
movie?
and
There are a
and
lot of stupid movies on Netflix. Which one? Which one?
some movie that did not get the military right because they were
Oof,
disgusted by it, and so they
oof.
were very happy that I wanted to do it right, and they helped her and they reached out to us and were very helpful. And as I'm
Aw,
told, a couple of my scenes are like very realistic and made them laugh out loud, and so I'm very happy about that.
good.
It's not as military heavy as you think it is, but
Yeah,
when it comes to this character and them being in boot camp and all that, the sections of the book that's dedicated to it, I wanted to
yeah.
get it right. It's more romance than military, but it is a contemporary military romance.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right. So the next question is, and you don't have to spoil anything. We're not asking for spoilers, but
Okay.
do you have an awesome moment from your book that you cannot wait to share with the readers? And do you want to give us a hint?
I will give you a hint. It's one
Okay.
word,
Oh
and
no.
the word is dad. That's all I'm gonna say.
What? Okay, look, you can't just one word it. I want like 4 or 5 words.
That is
I
not a good
specifically wanted
now.
a
That is not a
sentence
good
at
hint.
least,
Oh,
right?
you guys are funny. You guys are funny. You want more?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
no, duh.
Okay, how much more do you want though? When I say okay, I say dad. I know I could mean the dad of the baby, but that's not who I mean. There's more than one dad in this book,
Okay.
and so there's a chapter that I'm particularly. I mean, I'm proud of the book overall, but there's just
Of course.
there's certain chapters and certain sections that I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to read. I can't wait for the readers to react to this and to
Yeah.
tell me how they feel. Like in the love triangle, one of my beta readers was like, no, I
Uh,
wanted the other two people to end up together, and I was like,
oh.
what? I was like, are you kidding?
Oh, that's
I was like,
fascinating.
okay. I was like, okay. I was like, you can alpha read book two. Book two will make you happy. And then they were like, okay.
As long as it's like as long
But
as you give me what I want in book 2, I
yeah.
won't be mad.
And even though they wanted the other two to end up together, they did like the ending of book one.
Good.
So
Good.
that made me happy. Yeah.
Good. So there's only good things coming.
Only
And
good things
but I will
coming.
say you're really good at being coy and not giving us a lot of information.
I
You're
really
doing a
am
good job.
trying. I'm
Well,
I
really
know.
trying
You're
because
you're
it's
too
gotta
good.
frustrate us
wait.
so that we'll read the darn book. If we're not frustrated, we won't read the book.
That's
Exactly.
true.
I
So
mean, how
wait,
often did I
this is the
frustrate
funny
you with
part.
my
So
vampire book? And the whole, how many times did I frustrate both of you with the polar bears that have robotic arms and magic STDs?
Look, you're going to need a separate book to explain all that because I love all of it. And we talked
so
about this.
I know this is supposed to be my interview, but I'm gonna bring up Silas again
Uh
because
oh. Uh oh.
I drove Silas nuts. So they're like, "What's the title of the second book?" And I said, "I can't tell you because the name of the characters in it, and you'll know who the main character ends up with in book one if I tell you." And they're like, "How can the title of a book be a spoiler?" And I'm like, "It is. I'm sorry you feel that way, but it is."
Yeah, it
DC.
can actually. If you're with the way you plant your story, it can. It's like one of the fun things you can do. You can
Yeah,
make your cover and even your title a spoiler, and
yeah.
people won't realize it till they read it.
Well, you know what I did was I posted on my Instagram and my I think it's on all my social media actually. I put the
Yeah.
title of the book, but I put X's for the letters of the names. And then I said,
Uh,
"Don't worry, I know who the main characters are. I know how it all turns out. You guys will just have to wait and see."
gotcha.
So yeah. So only if you've read book one do you know who, and so my alpha readers, my editors, my beta readers, they know who ends up together in book one, and they know at least somewhat what the companion novella is about because it's of course dedicated to the couple from book one.
Aw.
So yeah.
Nice.
And I put them through so much in book one that I actually let's see, I actually just in book in the novella, I basically just any conflicts in the novella have nothing to do with them because I put them through hell in book one. And
You're nice to
like
your characters.
yeah, so I was like I just wanted them to be happy and in love, and
Aw.
despite the drama going on around them, they are good.
Aw. That's so
Oh,
sweet.
Mhm. So that's why my book, that's why I say Hallmark, because,
Gotcha.
I try to do that. And then Hallmark was very comforting to me during COVID.
Yeah.
That was my one escape. And so I think I'll always like, or not maybe always, because I have a plan for book 4, which is a totally different series, but that one's going to be open door and it's going to be so hot.
Ooh,
I just need a
that's
little, yeah, yeah. That's a whole nother. Ooh, that's a whole nother story. That's gonna be at this point. It's urban fantasy, and it's fated mates, and it's an interracial couple, and woo, I'm loving it.
aw.
Anyway, so
Hey.
but we got to get done with Falling in Autumn before we can even go there. But a lot of planning is
Right.
going to go into it. A lot of planning is going to go into it. And every book I write I like more than the other. I like the novella right now more than I like book 1.
Yeah.
Well, it's the way it works. The more you write books, every time you write a new book, you look at your old book and you're like, "What? But why did I
Yeah,
think that was good? Let me rewrite that." And then you
yeah,
go
Yeah.
to another book. It's like, "What? Why did I think that was good?" You always
hmm
expand because as you write more books, you're gonna just keep improving.
true.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe I'll do an anniversary edition of book 1 at some point.
You probably should.
Aw, that would be awesome.
Yeah, no, and even
Okay.
it's so funny. My beta reader was like, I was like, there is a universe in which the other couple does end up together more than what you wanted, but they don't stay together, and they're like, I want to read that version. So I'm like, okay, I'll let you read that version. So
That's the
Aw.
fun part of
yeah,
being an indie author. You does what you wants.
yeah, yeah, and so yeah. Mhm. So I'm
Okay,
ready for
next.
the next question.
Yes.
Okay. Goodness, did I lose it? Oh, here we are.
Yeah.
Do you only want to write in this hallmarky genre you're writing in now, or do you plan to expand to others? And if so, what other genres are you interested in writing?
Well, as I mentioned before, urban fantasy. Um, I don't know if that one book will be a standalone or turn into a series because there's so many characters, and once I write book 1, you never know, other characters might start talking to me.
Right.
But yeah, I have a plan for book 4, which will be urban fantasy, which will be a brand new series. So the 3 books and the companion novella will be Falling in Autumn, and then book 4 would be either a standalone or part of a new series. So yes, that is my plan.
Okay.
Okay. That sounds,
And then
well, that is fun. Heaven knows I can't stick to one genre.
look, you just gotta work really hard. No, okay. I can't even talk. I have like
You can't even
3
finish
genres in
that
my
line.
head. Look, I can try to lie mostly. Anyway, so okay, so Giselle, see, I got it right this time. Okay, what has been the what has been the hardest thing for you in the writing process? So is it, whether it's, trying to make the story flow or editing or character development, like what's been the hardest part for you and kind of how
The
did you
hardest part was
succeed?
getting the military stuff right. I had about a 6-week period where I literally did not touch the book because I
Yeah,
felt frozen. And then I got on TikTok one day, and one of our friends said they worked with a plot developer because they had not worked in that particular genre before, that they were writing another book in, and that they were really helpful. And so I
yeah,
got that plot developer's name, and they have worked with at least 3 of us on Book Talk that you guys all know. Not
yeah.
naming names because they might not want to go public, but I will definitely, the plot developer will absolutely get credit in my book. And so that yeah, that's what I did when they came along. The book started moving again. So, but yeah, there was about a 6-week process within the rough draft period where I didn't write a single word because I was like, I don't know what to do with the military stuff.
Aw.
Yeah. So that was the most difficult. Mhm.
But you succeeded. Yay!
I did.
Yeah.
I moved forward.
Okay, and now we have the evil questions coming up. So,
Ooh.
not evil, evil, but like, good evil. There is a good evil. I don't care. Fight me on it. Anyway, so
Turn are yours.
it is yours. Yeah. Don't mind
Okay.
me. I'm just doing stuff you have to cut out later.
Oh, I'm probably not going to cut any of this out, even though I said I was.
Oh, no.
Yes,
If
you
your
go.
main characters were stranded, what would you do?
Stranded where?
Okay, so
I don't know.
if they were stranded on an island and could only take one item, what would it be?
Oh wow. I don't know about items. I think they take people. Like
Okay.
the main characters would take one another and their baby.
They take their baby it's stranded on an
Wow,
island?
parents of the year.
They love this kid. They can't be without them.
So they're going to strand the child on a damn island?
What if they want to leave the group? So they're not bringing any useful items. They're bringing each other and the baby.
But wait, don't forget, he's a military man. They're gonna be all right.
They're gonna be all right. Okay.
That kid's gonna grow
Okay.
up on a stranded island, grow up cursing their parents out to high heaven to why they left them this abandoned wasteland.
So
They're
we're gonna have a
getting out.
castaway situation.
They are not. Yeah, it's Castaway. They're coming back. They're coming back.
That poor kid. I mean, at least the kid is loved enough to be brought, but like,
Yeah.
that poor baby. Anyway.
I love my family enough that if I'm going to be stranded somewhere, I would not bring them. So they
Well, it's like you love them so much you want to bring them with you, but then you like on whatever trip you're going on. But then if you knew you were going to be stranded on an island, you're like, but for sure we want to bring the baby with.
I mean, think of it just like Castaway. They were on a plane taking a family vacation. Of course, they brought the baby.
Oh, that poor baby. Anyway, so
that poor baby, you know those diapers will be banana leaves.
so now we're gonna have to see the second generation series where the kid is stranded on an island after.
Her military father gets her rescued. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't write. It's your book. Okay, and then the next evil question, and then we have a good question, I promise. The next evil question is, what is your favorite character? And yes, you can only choose one. Da-da-da.
My favorite character is going to be the main character in book 3.
And we can't get a name on that character.
If you promise to take it out of the podcast, I will give you the name. You have to take out.
I don't know.
You have to take out, because I just said who he is.
Okay, so what does the letter of the name start with? We'll go with that.
G liking girl.
G liking, okay. So that's your favorite. So everybody, when you read her book, the G character is her favorite. So tell the other characters so they know that she does play favorites now. Hey, I like my evil questions. I'm just saying.
So yeah, no, he comes up all the time, and people ask questions about him, and I'm like, I'd pick him up in a bar. There's just so many things I would do with him.
Right?
He's my favorite.
And then, well, actually, we do have the end question, but actually, I thought of a question that I did want to ask, and for some reason, I just didn't put it in here. So, anyways.
Okay, because I thought we're out of questions.
I know, we are. We're at the end.
So I want to keep going.
Okay, I'm trying. God, okay. Man, these guests these days. And and I am going to give you homework. Don't think you're getting out of it, NIecey. So anyway,
homework. You don't get any freebies.
When you come on here, you get homework to do. So, we
will drag you back.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So the last actual question is, for anybody who wants to start becoming an author, what advice would you have for them, or what research do you suggest they do? Like, just kind of give an overall, like, what you think somebody would do. Like, if they're like, I've never done writing before and I want to be an author.
Join us on Book Talk. We'll give you great advice.
I mean, that's a great advice right there.
and one other thing, just keep writing your rough draft no matter how bad it is, because if you don't finish the book, you don't have anything to edit. And if you edit as you go, chances are you're not going to finish.
That is a problem. Yep.
That is so true.
That is really good advice, because I think there are authors who have a lot of problems with like trying to get through the rough draft, because I mean, sometimes you can see the problems in your plot and you're like, but I don't know how to fix it. But that's why we have editors.
Yes.
So we can dump that crap on them.
Yes.
Anyways. Okay. NIecey, your homework assignment from this is, I think I'm going to have you do a novella Or at least do like a pretend paragraph from that book where the baby is stuck on the island after the parents took him there. I want to see it. Or even you could do the two main characters with the baby on an island and just write a paragraph or two because I want to see it. I want to see what would happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
A paragraph or two isn't bad.
See, not too bad. See, I still think Carlos got the worst because we're still gonna make Carlos sing in a Scottish accent, "Genie in a Bottle." He's not getting out of it. I don't care what he says.
Yeah, that is going to be a nightmare for him. And he's still got to work on the evil Mickey Mouse.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, we did critique his Mickey Mouse. I almost feel bad about that, but
Hey, he's
not
a
really.
professional voice actor. Professional voice actors got to deal with stuff like that.
I know, that's true. That's true. We were his audience.
What was KT's homework assignment?
I think we told. What did we tell KT? I can't. You know what? It's funny. I'm gonna have to look it up.
We told KT something.
We told KT to do something. We gave her. I think it was about. Well, no, because we did ask KT that hard question about whose book you would edit, and she chose a still living author, even though we specified the author could be dead. She chose one who was still living. Yeah. So, but she was very sweet about it. So it wasn't anything bad. But we gave her an assignment based off that.
Everything.
Yes, she is. She's a sweetheart.
I don't think KT's capable of getting upset. I really don't.
Oh, I mean, dude, considering she went through the AML stuff and still managed to be sweet, like she didn't even say anything. That's how nice she was.
Yeah.
She tried really hard to not say anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is really nice. Like, you know me, I don't shut up. I would have been like, this is episode 18,000 of how much I hate what happened.
I'd be like, this is the part 3 interview of this was some bullshit.
Welcome back to This Was Some Bullshit, part 56. Where did I leave off? Oh my god. Okay, we're at the last question. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
Crystal, take it away.
Okay. Giselle.
Yeah.
I want you to take now to pitch yourself and pick your book. I can't say words. Anyway.
Pitch my book.
To the readers who are listening to us right now.
Yeah, to the lovely people in the interweb.
Okay, book besties. If you want a feel-good book, a feel-good series, Falling in Autumn is for you. You will fall in love with the not-so-small town of Autumn, California, and its inhabitants. You will become involved in their lives, and you will want to see the outcome. Get ready for book 1, This Love, Dallas and Delilah, which will be released sometime in 2025 or early 2026.
We'll root for 2025.
We will root for 2025.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then also give us your socials. And then I poked you on the cord too. So give us all your socials. I'll link them down below so people can find you. But also just tell people where to find you on the internet.
Yeah, we'll do the specifics because I can't remember. Most of it is Giselle Stafford Writes, but some of them is a variation of.
Okay.
I am on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm developing a reader group on Facebook. Ooh. I'm on Blue Sky, and I have a Pinterest page.
Ooh, see, I've heard people getting Pinterest pages, and I have just not. I need to look at that because people have been telling me they really like doing it.
Yeah, because it's a search engine, and you can post pictures that inspire the book, how you see the town, all of that. So yeah, awesome. It's been a while since I've been on there, but I had some ideas for some of the because there's a couple of weddings, and so so like the color schemes for the weddings, and I want to post those. So yeah. So
and has that been successful in like getting? Do you think that's helped you getting your name out on like Pinterest and stuff?
Not yet. I didn't. I started it not too long ago. But I'm hoping that once the book is out and we do more marketing, that it will. I would say the most interest has been TikTok because I spend most of my time on Book Talk. So yeah,
probably. All right, I did sneak one last question there. I didn't mean to. So
that's okay because actually, I want to talk about the prologue thing with Silas. I think it's hilarious.
Oh, Hey, we can go ahead. We talked about it a little bit before, but let's do it again. I'm all there for it.
Yeah, in our group, we got the prologue wars going, and they're going strong.
So the
Yes.
funny thing is, even though Silas is my mentor, I went against some of his advice, which I think is hilarious. Because he said, no matter what you do, don't go back in time. The book is a big old flashback.
Yeah.
He said something about prologues and epilogues. I'm like, I have both.
I remember because the prologue conversation started because we were talking about your prologue.
Yes.
And that's how me and Silas got into what do we feel about prologues.
Yes. And Silas,
I sided with Mia and you, Giselle, about the whole prologue thing because I feel like not every story needs a prologue, but if you as the author feel like your story does need a prologue, then put it in there. There's no harm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not very long. Some people, because here's the thing, it started out without a prologue. It started out with a chapter 1.
Yeah.
And then some people read it and said that's a prologue, and Silas was one of them, although he does not remember.
He said that was part of the discussion we had was that Silas swear, because then I've heard him. He's not he doesn't hate prologues, but he's not a huge fan of them. And then but Giselle remembers him saying that it should have been a prologue, but he swears he doesn't he never said it.
Yes. So then I made it a prologue, and then he tried to say that's a chapter 1, and I said I'm not doing that. Executive decision. It's a prologue.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. And I was like, I don't care how anybody feels about it. Because here's the thing. The prologue starts off in present day. And the rest of the book is a flashback. And then the epilogue returns you to present day.
Yeah.
And everybody who's read it and likes the book says that was a good decision. And then he vowed that no matter what he did, he was going to get rid of my prologue. And I'm like, no, you're not.
and then your story. We don't tell him what to do with his books.
Exactly.
Right.
But so then he read it.
We do tell him what to do with his books, but whether he listens to us is a matter of what he wants to.
Exactly.
Right.
So he read the prologue. He said, if you cut out the unnecessary information, and he pointed out what it was, he goes, and you leave the meat of it right here in, then it's a prologue. So that's what we did. And now in his eyes, it's a prologue. So that's how everything turned out. Mm-hmm.
Other people, we are interesting. Our prologue fights are fun.
Yes. Yes.
Well, this is what I talk about. I think our book talk group is great because, as Giselle was saying earlier, we all help each other and we help new people who come in and just we introduce ourselves to everybody and just bring people in and help them. So I think our book talk group is great. We try to help everybody and we try to have fun too.
Yes. Yes.
Except when me and Crystal get started on the rant.
Oh my God. But I think our little corner of book talk is a wonderful place.
Yeah. I was actually going to complain about this in a future podcast, but I'll take 2 seconds to do it here. Anyways, because I've seen so many people who are going off because of all the there's a bunch of book talk drama, whatever, and people are like, oh, it's so toxic and it's so this and I'm like, you know what, sure, there are bits and pieces of book talk that aren't the best for everybody, but there are whole sections of book talk that are super supportive, super loving, always try to help, always try to stay, even when we're having the toughest time, we're trying to stay positive.
Yes.
So, I disagree when people say that because I'm like, okay, yeah, some people may act a fool and we call out the fools.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we're not having fun and we're not having a good time trying to help each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
and
if
you have
you're
to think
thinking
about it, no matter what group you're in, there are going to sometimes be some groups that are toxic. You just don't hang out with them.
Yeah, look, we're all human. There's toxicity somewhere, everywhere. Just avoid the drama. You can remove yourself from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You can choose to not follow it. You can choose to ignore it. And,
absolutely.
Unless you're involved in it, then obviously you should say something. But
yeah. So, yeah. You guys sure you don't have any more questions for me?
We don't because technical difficulty. Let's go with technical difficulty.
But don't worry, we'll have 500 questions for you next time.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do another interview right before the book comes out. We have to.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We'll have a round, and then I'll be like, 600 questions. Are you ready? And then you'll be like, I don't want this many questions. Why did you do this? And I'll be like, if I remember correctly, you requested it. So...
And I will still continue to be coy.
I noticed that you're really good at the coy thing. So we're gonna have to talk about that because kois are fish. They're not meant for your lovely, wonderful friends who are interviewing you. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for coming to this interview with our lovely Giselle Stafford. We will have her socials below, so please follow her everywhere. And I know we all can't wait for her book. We all want to know more because she's really fucking good at playing coy. Anyways, so
And does the baby daddy money come? Does the baby daddy money come?
and does the baby end up on an island? Okay, no, the baby doesn't end up on an island, but I just want to throw that in there. So please like and subscribe, you guys. Thank you so much for coming and listening, and we hope to see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.